Uh, get money. Y'all, let me give y'all a little quick history lesson. This is literally the first do-rag I ever owned. I've had this since I was a kid. It's probably the first time I've worn it in about 3 years. Boy, I'm telling you. Y'all, I might bring these back, bro. Just start wearing do-rags like for real. But I really only put this on because my hair is looking like shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I mean, I know when we started quarantine, I had the afro going. And then obviously I got a haircut, and I've had a couple of haircuts since then. God damn, we've been on quarantine for a little bit. But I don't know, man. You know, I feel like I just got my haircut recently, or maybe time is just flying and I keep forgetting what day it is. But I feel like I got a haircut recently, but I don't know, man. I'm just looking extra dusty. It's probably just from being in the house all the damn time. Let me put my glasses on because I can't see a whole lot. I'm in here watching Sleepless. Jamie Foxx, T.I., Gabrielle Union. She plays a very small role. They actually did a really good job. I like this movie. I actually own this. I'm watching it on Netflix. Don't ask me why I own it, but I'm watching it on Netflix. It was on, and I need something to play while I'm doing the show. So I figured I would, support Black entrepreneurs. I don't know. I picked Jamie Foxx. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's on Netflix, but it all looks new. And I don't want to have to, I need something I can watch on mute. I've seen this movie 100 times. So they had the part where, you know what, tonight might be, let me review this movie. Because I also had some issues with it. So the guy who plays his son, he kind of looks like, Buddy from Everybody Hates Chris, but if that Everybody Hates Chris dude is like Target, this is the Walmart version. So, but also Buddy is not really a good actor. Hold on, I need to pull his info up because I want to see who we're actually talking about. You know what? I'm glad I delete the nasty pages. That way, anytime I need to go to the internet on my phone, I never have any concerns about being misjudged in public. Anyway, Sleepless cast. Not Sleepless in Seattle cast. I did not type that. Okay, we got Jamie Foxx, Michelle Monaghan, Dermot Mulroney. Who else? Obviously, Gabrielle Union. Scoop McNairy, T.I., David Harbour. Okay. Octavius Johnson. Name is very prestigious. I like that. Okay, brother. Brother Octavius? Oh, my God. Done did it again. But you didn't take those classes that we told you about in regards to your acting career. Because when you were on Sleepless, it's not good, fam. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know. He kind of gives off the vibe like he should be younger than what he is, but he's like 17. His dad's like a hard-nosed cop, but he's like this really I felt like, listen, he just seems very delicate, whereas the role feels like the son should have been a little bit more tough based on what they had him doing in the movie. So it's not like I'm not just calling him like a sissy or something. I'm not doing no shit like that. I'm telling you, based on how I watched the movie and what I was expecting based on what the character does, I expected him to be a bit tougher of a teenager or whatever. They had him in there I don't know, man. He just was they were whining the whole fucking time. Bro, Danger's cracking off. We don't got time for that whining shit, bro. Come on, man. I don't know. Maybe it's his first time around gunfire and all that type of stuff. But he was just whiny. And even Jamie looked like he was, tired of this shit. Boy, if you don't stop that crying, I'm going to give you something to cry about. That sounds like what black parents should be. That's what they say. So the whole time, the first time I watched this movie, I was literally waiting for him to be like, boy, if you don't stop all that crying, I'm gonna give you something to cry about, boy. But he didn't do that because it's a movie. White people don't write the movie like that. I don't know. Maybe a black dude wrote this. But I can't imagine that he did, because I feel like if he did, I mean, like, T.I. plays the role of, like, his best friend, his partner, like they're brothers. Like, they're like street cops. But the son is like, I don't know, man. He's just not with the shits. It was weird. But, in the movie, he does pull his own weight. Obviously, if you haven't seen it, it's not a spoiler alert. This movie's like 3 years old. And I'm not ruining it for you because if we're being honest, when you think of movies, I feel like anytime you pitch a movie to somebody like, yo, I just saw this crazy movie. You got to go see this, da-da-da-da-da. They're expecting it to be an absolute masterpiece. So, like, anytime I say a movie to somebody, I feel like they're expecting it to be like the goddamn Avengers or something. Listen, man, some of these movies I'm telling y'all about are not that damn good. They're not good at all. And I just watch them because I like to watch shitty movies sometimes. Maybe I'm just trying to put you on to something that you'll get some good laughs out of. And you're probably laughing because they're trying to be serious as hell, and it's just not good. Please don't expect that I'm going to put you onto a movie that's going to be the equivalent to the damn Avengers. That's not happening. And none of these, I mean, this Sleepless is not the equivalent of like a Dark Knight type of movie. So if I tell you what happened, I'm not ruining it. So basically, Jamie's a crooked cop. Spoiler alert. Well, no, man, I got that wrong. So they lead you to believe that he's crooked, but really he's undercover. Halfway through the movie, when he's fighting a female officer, but she thinks that he's dirty. They end up scrapping because he's following a lead, but she's following him, and then she tries to pull up on him, and that's Michelle Monaghan's character. Shout out to Michelle Monaghan. She's in a lot of movies, but I feel like people don't really know her name because she's also one of these actresses that looks identical to another actress. And I can't think of chick's name. It's she looks exactly like Steven Tyler's daughter, the buddy from Aerosmith, the one who looks like a 75-year-old grandma. His daughter, Liv Tyler, that's her name. Michelle Monaghan looks exactly like Liv Tyler. Hold, let me. Well, we're not gonna intro the show. They can listen to some music. Actually, no, F that. Let's go. Nah. Get some money. That's what I need to do. I need to get money. But anyway, man, welcome to the Minkle Jackson Show. We're live on Track Talk Radio as well as YouTube. Right now, I'm doing a movie review of Sleepless. If you haven't seen this movie, it's made in 2017. Features Jamie Foxx, T.I., Michelle Monaghan, Scoot McNairy. I love that his name is Scoot. I wonder if that's his real name. That's Buddy that plays the villain. This white dude who looks like he runs like 37 meth labs across Arizona or some shit like that. Look like he getting money though. Scoot McNairy. Okay. And then earlier I was I was critiquing brother Octavius Johnson's acting skills. Octavius Johnson plays the son of T.I. on the movie. And I was just mentioning that I felt like they could have gotten someone who could have portrayed the role a bit tougher based on what they had Buddy doing in the movie. Because I just felt like, man, he should be a little bit stronger. He was whining too damn much. But anyway, I was talking about Jamie Foxx, and I was also letting folks know in the video that I'm recommending this movie to you, but please don't expect that this is going to be like the Avengers or some shit like that if you haven't seen this. This movie is it's okay. It's not that damn good. Everybody does a pretty good job of, like, the acting is not that bad. Like, they're all believable within their characters. I think the only one where I'm like, I'm tired of this is probably brother Octavius. I say that with respect. Gabrielle Union does a good job. She's Jamie's ex-girl, baby moms or something like that. They're split up, but he's been undercover. She don't know. They broke up a happy home for the job. It happens. He had to do it. But either way, Jamie has to throw hands with Michelle Monaghan. I was saying that she looks exactly like Liv Tyler. So I was giving Michelle a shout out because she's a pretty decent actress in most films that she's in. But I feel like people don't really give her the respect she deserves because she literally looks like somebody else who's also an actress, who's I don't know. I feel like if I say Liv Tyler's not good, that means Michelle's not that good either, because they're about the same. But you might remember Michelle from, I think she's in what? Eagle Eye with Shia LaBeouf. I'm sorry, Michelle. That's all I got, baby. I ain't seen you in a whole lot. I feel like I know I've seen you in other films, but I can't remember those films' names. And we're going to chalk it up to the fact that I smoke a lot of weed. I'm sorry. But Jamie has to throw hands with her at one point. He ended up kicking her ass. She actually does pretty good. Like I said, all the characters were believable within their roles. Buddy from Stranger Things, who plays the cop, obviously everything he's in, he plays like the role of some weird, like he's either an informant or he's some like too big gangster, or he's, I don't know. In this movie, he's a cop, but he's on the take. T.I. was on the take. I know I'm telling you all about the movie, but I know I'm not ruining it, because if you haven't seen this, trust me, you didn't miss anything. This was not a rush to the theaters type of movie, but it actually is pretty damn good. I love this shit. But I'm a big fan of Mr. Eric Bishop, aka Jamie Foxx. I gotta throw respect, put his real name on there. EB. Yeah, Jamie, he does a good job as always, but they almost had him take the fade from Michelle's character, which I thought was so weird. But he was already wounded, so yeah, I'm just watching this, man. We were gonna do the show. I thought James was maybe gonna pull up tonight, but I don't know. Maybe he got busy. I don't know. Today been a whole day of running around, working, doing all types of crazy stuff, man. Like I said, I'm in my do-rag for the first time in 3 years. If you listen on Track Talk Radio, you can't see me, but I hope you can hear that I'm in the do-rag. You should just know that my swag is different now that I got a do-rag on. And this is my original do-rag. I've had this do-rag since I was a kid. It's custom fitted. And what I mean is that I just cut the ties a little bit shorter than normal. So it's custom, baby. And I really only did that because when I used to sleep with this thing on, I might roll over and then I'd undo it. And then, I got half waves, half tidal waves, and then I got half of these regular shits, at like a dusty beach or something. I can't have that. And I'm not going for waves. My hair is just so dusty. I just wanted to cover the shit up, man. I'm starting to feel these quarantine woes just like everybody else. I should have been feeling them, but I was able to get a few cuts. And I also am able to keep myself kind of fresh in between haircuts. But, I did that today and I just don't feel like it's enough, man. I'm looking foul. Anyway, let's get into some other foul stuff. So we are still currently in a time where we're dealing with, listen, man, these folks are crazy. Now we're recording videos at an alarming rate. And I have to believe that when the news runs these stories, that these types of people see these videos probably or on the internet, but yet still go out of their way to use racial slurs in a derogatory manner directed at strangers out in public. And so we continue to see people end up in these compromising situations. And I think it's hilarious, man. We have, we talked about on the show the other night where we had two guys reenacting the knee on the neck thing while they, protested the protesters. One of those guys was like a corrections officer. The other guy worked for FedEx. FedEx guy lost his job. Corrections officer suspended. We seen the CEO of CrossFit. He made a Floyd 19 joke, kind of like COVID-19. Reebok dropped the sponsorships. All the gyms start, saying F you. Then he resigns. And then obviously, my favorite part. The fake apology. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. And some of these are so good. The best one I saw today, though, and I even said, so we had the guy from the military. And I apologize, sir. I still want to show you respect, but I didn't catch what your title was or anything like that. I barely know your name. We probably will revisit your bullshit decision later in the story. But as far as you, I thank you for your service, all that type of stuff. It's respect. It's all love from that. But what you said was corny. So Buddy ended up in a photo op with Trump at some site. I guess this was like where they thought they were going to like look at some of these places that have been devastated by some of the rioting or something, maybe visit a church or something. And then Trump finessed it into some photo op to like make himself look cool, which obviously unsuccessful. Like the 10,000 previous attempts that he's tried to make himself look cool, unsuccessful. But then like a week later, which is where we're kind of at now, Buddy goes on TV. He's like on CNN or one of these news networks. And he's given a whole apology, but the weird thing is like he's not actually looking like at the camera. He's looking off to the side, and you can tell that he's reading the note cards. So the only thing it really showed me is that you're a pretty good reader. Like if we need somebody to read some shit out loud, and I would assume that based on your job and the amount of time you've probably been in your role, you had a lot of time to practice reading shit out loud. That's all that he proved to me. Because he came out and he was like, I apologize for being in the photo op and da-da-da-da-da. And I guess it looked like maybe he was taking a stance or something like that. And like, not everything got to be a stance, bro. You probably was just in the photo. Like, I don't know, man. I know there's so many people that care about stuff like that, but like, bro, I'm not tripping off no photo. You did, I mean, because you know when you get there, do I want to be in a photo or anywhere near this corny motherfucker? You know when you get there what you're signing up for. You know that Trump's gonna play you and finesse you to make things look like it's some shit that it's not. You know that. So you can't come back and be like, oh, I was so surprised. I didn't realize it was gonna happen. Anyway, like I said, I love fake apologies. I love that shit. So shout out to all these niggas that gave fake apologies this week. I'm about to take off the do-rag, put my hat back on. It felt good to wear this thing, man. Ooh, I need to frame this mother. Ooh. Oh my God. Now, let me put my hat on. Okay. Ooh. Anyway. Is there an agenda for tonight? No. No. I don't know why there would be. We was gonna end up talking about the same bull stuff anyway. Listen, man, I'm feeling good, man. I feel like I'm getting my spirit back. I'm not letting off the gas. I've definitely become more aware of some of my issues, traumas, my concerns about people. I'm just on high alert. But at the same time, I feel like it's time to get back to being my true self, which is being hilarious. And that was pretty much it. So, trying to come back. And the smile's not fake, man. You'll notice that the title of the show is Dealer in the House. Now, I have a family member who's made a terrible decision that I feel like is a grave mistake. I'm not going to say who the family member is. We're not going to bust people out like that. But let's just say that this person, just for their own sake, should never be a part of having to obtain things that they shouldn't have. As far as like negotiating techniques and tactics, they just don't have it. Somehow they've put themselves in a position to where they allow a person who is maybe not necessarily doing the right thing, to come not do the right thing in their personal space or bubble. That's a terrible decision. I got to have a talk with this person, man. I got to get them right. Because, like I said, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but I know when it comes to kind of living that life, there are some do's and don'ts in that type of game. You can't have the dealer in the house, fam. You better meet Buddy outside. Come on, man. It's 2020. I know what you're thinking. Why they can't just go to the store? Where this person's at, this shit is not available at stores yet. So they're still doing some freaking like make the call, wait for them to hit you back. The anxiety that you have to go through, worrying about if you're gonna get ghosted because in certain places like it's kind of like you only get one shot. It's like freaking Eminem, lose yourself. Excuse me. So I get it. But we got to be better up here, up here in the temple. Be a little bit smarter, man. Come on. You can't be related to me and be making bozo decisions like that. That shit not gonna fly, cuz. Not gonna fly. Anyway, man, Thursday, June 11th. Oh shit. Already June 11th. You know, I feel like we're in phase 1.9. We're never going to phase 3. Like I literally I'm in like the last couple of weeks of getting ready to hoop and getting hyped up for because the gym was supposed to be opening back up potentially on June 22nd. That's probably not fucking happening now. I haven't heard anything. I've been checking my email like crazy because on the website it says, we'll let you know as soon as a club opens up in your area. And I got to watch YouTube highlights of people running games and hooping and getting buckets. I'm devastated because I need to hoop. I need to go play basketball. I know what you're thinking, bro. You could play outside. Yeah, I probably could play outside, but I'm not finna do that. The way these knees are set up, that's not happening. Because I'm not trying to do shows from the physical therapy place or from the morgue or some shit. It's not happening. All right, man. Let me give you an update on Sleepless. So, what's Buddy's name? Dermot Mulroney or something like that. I feel like he's been in a lot of stuff too, but nothing that I can think of that's like crazy good. I think we have a guest. You can come in. If you at the door, come in. What's cracking? Feel free to speak up. This is a small room. You're gonna end up being kind of on the show now. We got Markel in the house. Markel does photography, people. I know we have a lot of people that liked my pictures that I got, my photos. Sorry. Let me give them their proper respect because you get pictures from these shitty motherfuckers. You get photos from professionals, and that's what I got. So, we like to do plugs. We do plugs for Tribe Tokes. We do, plugs for... I did a plug the other day for Subway. I don't know why. I just was hungry, wanted a sandwich. But we're going to do a plug for Markel. Markel, tell us about your photography. What's business like right now? It's all packed up, right? Remember you told me the other day when I tried to book a session, it was booked up. Hey, fam, watch my light, cuz. Don't bum my light.
Yeah. I mean, it was slow because of all the lockdown and everything. But I'm actually getting ready to work on a big project that's coming up. I'm really excited about it.
Okay.
So that's where I'm going to put a lot of my energy and focus. Getting that kind of sealed. And then, I've got summer coming up, which is when people like to take their family photos.
Okay, family photos. You heard
summer birthdays.
Birthday photos.
And then senior photos are big ones.
Oh, yeah. Senior photos. That's good. You know what's crazy? I saw today I was driving through wherever we have the Museum of Flight and all that out here in Seattle. And I guess they were having graduation ceremonies down there. There was hella kids in their cap and gowns. So shout out to the class of 2020. Some of you were a part of history, but unfortunately for you, you didn't get to be on, all sides of it and even in the middle and all these places in between. You either are or you aren't. Because that's just where we're at now. You're either with the colored people or you're not. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to get back to that, man. Shout out to Markel for coming through to watch a live show and then talk about photography. I need some photos for real. I need some new ones. You know what I'm saying? Some to flex on the last set because I know you have it in you to bring it out of me and to make me look better than... I want to look better than the nigga that's on The Bachelor. Let's just say that. I feel like I'm better than The Bachelor, and I want you to bring it out of me. Right now, I look like Black Pillsbury Doughboy, but pretty soon I'm going to be looking like Pillsbury Bachelor, all right? And then they call me Batch. I don't like that nickname either. Anyway, back to Sleepless. Okay, so Jamie has infiltrated the hotel that they're at. and he stashed bricks of cocaine in the bathroom. But then the girl following him, which was Michelle Moynihan. I keep wanting to call her Liv Tyler, literally identical. Michelle Moynihan, obviously, she found the drugs, and she took it up to this room. And now Jamie's got to go up there. He's got to get the drugs back so that way he can go mess with with Scoot in the gang. And I know Scoot is his real name, but I don't remember what his name is on the movie. He wasn't all that relevant because all he does, he don't really do a whole lot to Jamie until the end. He just punks out the hotel boss or whatever. He makes him look like a bitch, which is the Dermot Mulroney guy, which was who I was talking about before Markel walked in. And that was kind of the scene where him and Scoot they were doing something. And Scoot was punking him out. And I think he actually grabbed him by the balls too. Or at some point in this movie, he squeezes his balls in an effort to punk him. That does not happen to Jamie Foxx. And so, going forward, like we've been telling y'all, that's not going to happen to us no more, okay? You're no longer going to grab by the balls, okay? And you're not going to hold us down and disrespect us and mistreat us. So, I was laughing at people earlier for getting fired. But what's crazy? Who was I talking to? Maybe I was talking to you about this. Or maybe I wasn't. I could have been talking to myself for all I know. And that's actually more likely. But it's interesting that we see people on a daily basis now losing their jobs because they continue to be racist out in public. But it's interesting that when the people that report them or share the stuff, which includes myself, people like me, I'm surprised that if you send that to a company that and I'm sure some companies do this, they probably go back and look at the other person, the person reporting, probably look at their profile. And they probably look and go, well, I wonder if you say any racist shit. Because if you're saying something, but you're telling on somebody that's saying something, we're not going to fire this person. I wonder if they do that. And I wonder... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I wonder that. And when you talk about people doing that, the thing I had just thought about today is a couple years ago, one of my good friends used me as a reference on a job, and she was applying to do office work for a police department in Minnesota. And they went through her entire Facebook history. She came on a bachelorette party, and there were penis straws and all those kinds of things in this part, just
typical stuff.
But
man.
They went through all of her shit for her to work an office job for a police department to make sure she was kosher and she was an appropriate match. So I'm looking at all
that's law enforcement though.
But look at you telling me that some of those people on there haven't said or done shit. Some of these people who are coming out now, some of these cops and things, you telling me that they were squeaky clean? Or do you see what,
yeah, I know what you're saying. The internet is a very finicky place. Finicky the right word? Yeah. No, I like finicky. I probably just made that up.
It's a real word.
It's interesting because I feel like everybody who's ever had social media has probably posted something, retweeted something, or even typed something out themselves that's not all that great. I can say for myself, I've said a lot of things. I've thrown a lot of shade at a lot of people. Being a hater or something, being super fucking annoying. I do that all the time. But I don't think there's anywhere on my Facebook where I've been we definitely, I roast white people. I roast them, but I roast black people. I roast Asian people. Part of comedy is roasting. But I know that there's nothing on my stuff where I'm just F this whole group of people and they all need to, go back to, where would they go back to? Where like
Oh, I would go back to Ireland, obviously.
like what would I say? Would I say something like go back to your log cabin? Is that like a is that like go like would that be something that would devastate white people?
No.
I feel like it would though, because they'll.
I mean, it doesn't take a lot to offend and devastate white people these days.
I want to also make it clear that comment came from a person who's white in the room.
Very white.
But that's exactly what I was thinking. It's like I literally was thinking that today. Like, oh, here's the part where he's grabbing Buddy's balls. And when you're listening on the radio, and if you just tuned in, there's not a lot of context. That was probably a really crazy thing for me to go to. I'm watching this movie Sleepless, and in the movie, in an effort to, exert dominance over another guy, this other guy grabs Buddy's balls and squeezes them. Just as like you better do what I tell you, or I'm gonna rip these off. What would he do with them after? He probably don't even know. Probably put them in a cup or something. Anyway.
Send them to someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
You don't be sending body parts in movies.
I don't know why my man Jason is calling. Let's see what Jason wants. Jason Hicks. What's good, Milk Dud? Yo, you live on the air, break. I'm doing my show right now, man. What's up?
You good? I'm trying to get some shots up this weekend, man.
Oh, say less. Where at? No. This is important. What's up, man?
Let the world know that you got to work on your jump shots. So I'm calling you. I'm being a friend. I'm calling you to say let's go work on your jump shots.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, you know what? Where are we at this weekend?
I was running downtown Kirkland. I saw an open court over there.
Oh, bet. Just let me know.
We don't do it. If it don't rain like that, we out there.
Yeah, for sure. Let me know, brother. Be safe out there, all right? All right, man. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. For the record, my jump shot, he probably right. It probably need work. So, hey, listen. I was literally started the show by talking about I needed to hoop, and my prayers were answered. Although it's kind of creepy. Maybe his ears were ringing because I did not say any prayer. I have been praying for hoops, but listen, maybe our prayers have been answered. There's not a lot of courts that are actually open, even though the parks are open. So if we got a spot that we can hoop at, I'm gonna have to go down there and put in some work, man. And don't let Jason fool you, man. Even though he's in the Hall of Fame, he know I'm nice. I'll be busting him up. Okay, so now we're back to the movie. So Jamie's wounded, and then in a moment where he has to throw hands, he turns into like complete action star, of course, because it's Jamie. He ain't gonna go out like a sucker. But these are the times where Brother Octavius, I feel like his role could have been stronger. Because when his dad was fighting this other dude, he had an opening to take a shot, and he kind of just stood there, and he let Buddy kick him in the chest, and he just fell on the ground like a sucker. And then when he had another opportunity, he went for the chokehold, and that didn't work. And then he ran away. But he's like 17. So Jamie's wounded. He's already taken, I think he took he got a stab wound. That's what happened. They stabbed him when they kidnapped his son. So he's been going around. This is probably like 3-4 hours in with a stab wound. But he's still battling this dude. Oh, my God. Give him hands, Jamie. You're fighting for the ancestors right now, boy. Stop the knife attack. And then here come Octavius with the damn mop. And then, boy, if you don't go sit your ass on the sideline, shit. Oh, take them shots, Jay. All right, Jay, I ain't gonna lie, fam. You getting your ass whooped. And, oof, look beat up. But this is how a lot of these, like when you see these videos of racist people getting knocked down the street, this is how they be looking. I seen one yesterday where a white dude said something crazy to this Asian guy. And the Asian guy's like backing up, like, y'all don't want problems, fam. And he gave him like 3 warnings. And then Buddy decided he wanted to run. And I'm also going to say this. If you're trying to start a fight with somebody, you need to have proper footwear. You shouldn't be wearing mandals. And if you don't know what mandals are the sandals that have it's the whole thing. The only way it stays on your feet is if you have all the straps tightened. So there's a strap on the Achilles part. There's a strap across both ankles. And then there's a couple of straps down by the feet. Those are mandals, okay? You know what mandals are, right? Let me ask you something. You have a pretty big family. Are there at least 5 people in your family that wear mandals? 5 men in your family.
Yeah.
Exactly. I don't feel like you ever see black people wearing mandals. Okay? Okay. Anyway.
To be fair.
Nope. Nope.
The one, like the family members I'm thinking of have like hiking sandals for like actual use. Like they're like a full.
What can you really do? I mean, I get it, like water activities, yeah. But like those things just be sliding on and off. Like how are those shoes even comfortable? I know. Oh, I've seen them. I'm gonna say this. When I was young, my mom tried to have me in a pair of these mandals, boy. Nope. I'll take a whole brand new pair of shoes and put them in the water before I wear those fucking things again. I don't care. You can give me some Travis Scott ones and I'll walk dead into the ocean with those before I put on a pair of mandals. That's not happening.
I'd rather see somebody in those Crocs though.
So I seen a video where Buddy ran it in some Crocs and he actually shot the fade pretty well. And he, surprisingly, because the toe is covered, you're not at such a disadvantage. But anyway, white dude giving an Asian guy a hard time, being racist, being stupid, hitting them with the go back to your country, all this. You started coronavirus and all. He probably was saying some shit like that. I had it on mute. I don't know what he said. They said he said something racist. Either way, the video's funny. Asian guy saying, listen, man, I don't want no problems. He's backing up the whole 9. And then Buddy decides to run. And they're literally like, if the street corner is right there and there's a car coming waiting for the light to turn, they're fighting in between the car and the curb. How much room is in between the car and the curb? They got about this much damn space. White dude kind of goes to run it, and then the Asian dude, bop, 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 and stone cold knockout. And then you know what? Respect to my man, because the first thing he does is he helped his ass up. Because he kept telling him, like, bro, this ain't what you want. And I hope he said, listen, bro, look at your shoes. You're not prepared to actually fight me. You were not. And I think he had his shirt tucked in. He wasn't ready to fight. You're wearing cargo shorts, mandals, and your shirt's probably tucked in. Come on, bro. Look like you just came from a cookout. You was not prepared to fight. And you didn't come from a good cookout. You came from like the after church potluck.
Like the white people barbecue.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Everything about him was unseasoned. And that's why he took the L. Shit was crazy. So I was talking to my sister today. Shout out to my sister, Gabby. She cracks me up. Apparently, obviously tragic times have, started to bring some pieces of my family a little closer together. Other pieces are, completely, they're like washed away out to sea or some shit like that. I don't know. But I guess maybe there are some efforts to try to connect me with some people that I used to be close to. But unfortunately, I had to tell my sister today, man, I'm in a space where I'm kind of like, and I told you this, where I'm kind of like, you know what? And it's not hatred. I won't allow myself, I won't get to that point, because I genuinely believe in the power of people. But everybody's a suspect. We seen today where one of the police captains in one of these cities who was kneeling with the protesters came out and told his police squad how he was embarrassed that he took a knee with people. And he said, the cop in me wanted to kick my own ass. Just so we're clear, he's embarrassed that he stood up for the rights of other people and for them to be treated with love and respect and to be treated fairly and not be killed unjustly. So he's embarrassed for taking a knee and standing with people who are on the right side of history. Can you imagine being so stupid that you would actually go back after the fact and be like, oh, Jesus Christ, man, I can't believe I donated that money to the cancer fund. Like, what the fuck do those people need that shit for? Could you imagine hearing somebody say that? Or even just this one. I'm embarrassed to have been kneeling with protesters while they advocate for the rights of African Americans. You're embarrassed by that?
You know, it's not genuine.
It's not genuine, man. So the people that were getting mad at me because I kept saying, I'm literally on all the comments now. Every popular thing that I follow, that a lot of my followers follow, which I said follow a lot in that moment, but I'm commenting on everything. And there have been people who have been reaching out to me asking why I'm commenting and being negative and saying stuff like the support is fake. And this was before you had all these people come out and say these things, like a few days ago. I'm like, well, now you see it. It is fake. And I know a handful of my black friends who say the same exact shit. They don't care nothing about what these people are doing. All that shit is fake. I see the video earlier where the screen is black and white, of course. It's all the celebrities. And they're all, you know how when they piece together everybody doing one speech and then they clip it to where we each say a word and it's, it's power unity. It sounded like something like that, or they're clipping. It's just different clips of different actors and actresses. Again, there's one of these girls, bro. She's an actress. She's over here looking at the card, and so we want to make sure that we stand up for justice and do the right thing. These are our brothers and sisters. I'm like, bitch, if you don't go sit down, you don't care about this. And you know they got paid for it. That's the only reason that they fucking do it. They had to have gotten paid. She couldn't even remember the lines as an actress and genuinely look into the camera and lie to us. You weren't even good enough to do that. They can't look at the camera and speak from the heart and be like, you know what? It's garbage that we have to witness people on camera lose their lives for the smallest of things. Okay, Jamie's about to get his fade run by Liv Tyler or Michelle Moynihan. Craziness.
There's nothing like Liv Tyler.
What do you mean, bro?
Have you seen Liv Tyler?
She looks exactly like that. Really pale, pasty skin, no disrespect. Look like porcelain dolls, beautiful. But maybe not now because her hair is multicolored. But I know when they both just have the straight brown hair, they look like identical twins. Pull it up right now on your phone. I got 5 on it. Easy 5. Go, matter of fact, give me my money. I'm one of the kings of this person looks like this person. And I'm usually spot on with people. Name a person, I'll be like, they look like that person. I can't think of anybody off the top of my head, but I promise you I'm good. Look at Jamie. Run it. She throws a punch, block that. I don't know why he didn't just toss her out the window. Listen, man, I know that was crazy. I just said that, but they're fighting in front of a big glass window and he could, but I guess they're both cops. And he knows that he's undercover, but she doesn't know it. And he's trying to get the fuck out of the room, still with the stab wound, but it's not happening. Because what she did was she took the drugs to the spa locker room and locked them up. So he's got to go down there to get them because they're going to kill his son. But she don't know that.
There is a slight resemblance.
I told you that they looked alike.
One of the 20 photos.
Run
you know
my money.
It's her ears.
Her ears. Now I don't be looking at the
wide
ears.
set eyes and ears. Just like everybody who tells me I look at anybody who wears glasses and has bangs. It's the same. That's the same thing. That's what I feel like she is.
Bro, stop. She looks exactly like they literally are identical twins. Maybe not that. She don't look like that much like her. Okay, Jamie's finally telling her, they got my son. I'm undercover. I lost my family for this shit. I don't know. I don't think that's what he said. I think he said something like that. I guess I could turn the subtitles on, then I could have actually quoted the movie. Like, if anyone was like, "Oh, I want to know if this movie's any good, so I can, decide if I want to watch it or not," they've given up on this because I'm describing it terribly. But ladies, if you like Jamie Foxx, nothing better than a black man sweating, right? Isn't that what girls go for? They want to see wet chocolate.
It's disgusting. I mean, I would take Jamie Foxx in any form, but wet chocolate is a disgusting phrase.
Yeah, that was terrible. That should be my new nickname, wet chocolate. Oh my God. Wet chocolate. Terrible. Okay, now we're back to his son. This is a crazy show, man. I've literally just been giving a movie review. I ain't gonna lie, Buddy's suit looks pretty dope, though. You know what? That's one thing I wish. I wish that I looked good in the suit, but I'm too much, like I said, like Pillsbury Doughboy. So, and plus I get too fucking hot. My man Vic was making fun of me the other day because when I posted that video, I said that I was too hot. He was like, "Yo, fam, it's 67 degrees." I'm like, bro, anything over like 65 is too fucking hot for me.
I agree.
Oh, so let me talk about this video real quick because I drove by that little electrical box again and they completely took down. So I posted a video where I was watching this guy who works for the city of Seattle and he was removing posters for Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, and I guess there's another lady. I'm not sure if she's local or what, but her name was Charlena Lyles. And I guess these are all victims of police brutality or unjust killings that have happened recently. And so I pulled up and I was just at the light. Like I said, I kept my distance. I didn't get out of line or disrespect him because there was no need to do that. But I asked him, I was like, "Yo, my man, why are you taking those down?" And his response was that they told him to. So somebody told him, somebody that works for the city told him to go out there and take those things down. And so my idea was that maybe we should have an artist go out and paint a mural on there because we started with paper and they removed paper. Let's paint this thing. And then if they cover it up, then we need to hire a sculptor or somebody that can create a statue. And then we'll just start putting up these statues everywhere. I'd be willing to put money towards that. I bet we could get people around the city to donate whatever money it's going to take to get these artists their supplies to go complete these projects without the city's permission, because the city apparently is dropping the ball on some of this stuff. And they want to take it down because they figure, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, that's enough. You guys will be all right. Can we get back to normal? And normal for them is sweeping our lives under the fucking rug. So I'm not trying to go out of my way to listen. It's a process to it. I'm hoping we can get an artist to go out there and handle some business and paint something beautiful to honor Breonna, Ahmaud, Charlena, George. There's hundreds of names that you can pick from, unfortunately. So it's not like we don't have options. And also, my big thing about them taking the posters down is, what was the point? It's not like that is something that is used for advertisement that you needed. It's just one of those little electrical boxes. And it was just paper on the side. It didn't hinder you from opening it up to actually inspect the thing or do any type of stuff like that or any work-related activities. You could have left that shit alone. But again, like I said, because now people are to the point where they feel like, okay, you've protested, you've done all these things. We want this stuff to be done with. So you're going to start to see where they try to slowly but surely over time, they're going to try to remove a lot of these things because they're hoping that people will just forget. We're not going to forget. I'm not going to forget about the fact that the people who killed Breonna are not in prison and that the police report and autopsy report and all this type of stuff is basically damn near blank. And they listed that she didn't sustain any injuries during the no-knock raid. Well, that's funny because she's dead. So how did she not sustain any injuries but ended up dying during this whole little situation? That don't make sense. It only makes sense to white people, unfortunately. The garbage kind, not the good ones. The garbage kind. And I don't care about calling them that now because you're literally witnessing it. You have to be an absolute garbage human to allow that situation to have happened and then mark it as if it didn't happen when we all know that it happened. And you know why else they look stupid? Because if you didn't kill her and you didn't fire those shots, but you didn't bring her boyfriend up on charges for killing her, you only did it for firing back at you, that means you obviously, when you were firing your gun, you shot something. How did she not sustain any injuries but die from gunshot wounds? I openly admit to people that I'm one of the least intelligent people walking this earth. And I'm over here fucking solving crimes. This is unbelievable. How? Like, I can go to court and argue this case. These people are really trying to say nothing happened. Please explain it to me. Please explain it to me. Unbelievable. These people are still walking the streets, just enjoying themselves. Or like these goofy ass folks that killed Tamla Horsford. She goes to an adult overnight sleepover. She's with 7 to 10 of these people. It's just her by herself. Somehow her car ends up at home, but her dead body's found in the backyard of the place that she was having a sleepover. These people are garbage because they're going out of their way to sweep us under the rug. Garbage. Let's get back to some funny stuff, though. We're going to get justice for Brianna, though. She just literally, like the other day, she turned 27 or would have turned 27. So young. That's young.
They passed the bill, though, in Louisiana to ban no-knock raids. So that's a start.
Is it a start, though? No-knock raids should have been banned a long time ago. I mean, shit, even when I did shows back in the early days, I talked about a situation in Texas where they got a guy who's literally potentially they're trying to give him the death penalty for shooting at cops when they did a no-knock raid at 3 a.m. They're trying to give my man the death penalty. Same state, another guy, white guy, he defends himself and they're just like, well, he has the right. So white folks have the right to defend themselves within their own dwellings, but black people don't. So if that's the case, why you got black people paying rent? If we're not actually allowed to defend ourselves in these dwellings, it's as if you're telling us that they don't belong to us. Even if we rent, you're saying that we don't have those rights. So then I would like to have the right to not have to pay the bills on this motherfucker then. Because I need to invest all that money in protecting myself. That way, if you guys decide that you want to break into my house at 3 a.m., I can make sure that if I shoot, business is handled, right? Because if not, I'm going to end up getting killed. Or if I don't, I'm going to end up probably facing the death penalty or severe criminal charges for a situation that is not at any way, shape, or form my fault. It's just me defending myself. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So it kind of segues, me into when we talk about disparities. There's so many people that I see who are like, you guys, you want to be treated differently or better. I'm like, no, we're asking for equal treatment. The same type of treatment. Let me give you an example. And I want to read it because I love that, there's like proof just floating around. So it's weird when you still have people who are denying this stuff. This is just a picture, pretty much like a graph, cool little graphic. We have two men. Both men commit armed robbery. Both have a no contest plea. Both only have one misdemeanor prior. Their total points are 138.2. This is for both of them. They end up with the same judge. And this is in Fort Pierce, Florida. The white guy gets 2 years in county. The other guy gets 26 years in prison. That's strange. Because everything else was literally the exact same. There's only two differences. The white guy is 19 years old. The black guy is 21. And then obviously one's white, one's black.
They're both adults.
Exactly.
Like you can say one wasn't charged.
Yeah. So in the eyes of the law, the age thing is not even a difference because once you're technically over the age of 18, you are classified as an adult and you can be charged as such.
16, depending on the crime.
Very true. So how can you look at other black people, your black friends, or even just strangers and try to tell them that there isn't a disparity and that there isn't unfair treatment and that, it's not, they're not all like that. It's not like that where I live. And I know that, the people in my city, they treat everybody fair, and my brother, he did something stupid and he got worse time than the black guy. And when we were growing up in high school. And so that's how I know that what you're saying can't be true because of that one example, that one time. And that's your example. I'm literally just giving you something that we just found on the internet, providing you with multiple random situations that literally have nothing to do with me at all. And I'm using them as proof to put in front of your face. You're trying to tell me about the one time your cousin Daryl got into it with his cousin / girlfriend. And then you think that his situation was the same as the black guy's. Already it's not, because a black guy's probably not dating his cousin. So it's not the same thing. The treatment is different. That's clear. We got to make fun of this shit, man. What can you do? I'm tired of sitting around being pissed off about it. I'm always going to be mad. I've been mad about it since the first time this stuff started happening to me. And since the first time that my mom had to give me all these little speeches and provide me with this crazy training. Like I've told y'all, man, listen. If you ever wonder what I've replaced my math skills with, is this skills to survive on the fucking street. How to talk to cops, how to handle yourself and conduct yourself while you're in the presence of white people. How to make sure that even I don't do a good job of this one, but how to make sure that based on your size and stature that you don't put fear into the hearts of people the second that you walk into the room. How people try to tell me, or used to tell me, I don't think they're brave enough to say this shit anymore. People used to say to me, "You're the whitest black guy I've ever met." Oh my God. Because my pants aren't halfway off my ass. They're not like that now because now I never wear underwear. Quarantine has done that to me. My balls are always out. So I have to have my pants pulled up. But even if I had drawers on, I don't sag like that because that shit's uncomfortable. And part of it is that if I ever had to run away from a situation, I want to make sure I'm not going to trip and fall on my ass. Or if I have to run toward danger. Because I've been known to do that, which is very stupid. But yeah, some of the humor that I like, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a wide variety of taste within any particular thing. Like, I love sports, so I'll watch everybody play. I have a favorite team, but I'll watch everybody play. If music sounds good, I'll listen to it. A lot of people, I like Journey. I like one of my favorite CDs of all time is Instant Christmas. That shit be slapping, bro. And can't nobody make me feel bad about that or try to tell me that I'm less black. One of my favorite shows is The Office. I think that shit is stupid funny. Ain't nothing about me less black than the next person. I don't be caring nothing about that. I appreciate the fact that I have different tastes and it's variety. And I love that I love different things. And that comes from interacting with different types of people. I got no reason to treat people as if like, oh, I can't fuck with you because you're a certain color or whatever. But then we transition into like how people, your moral compass. Now in 2020, if your moral compass is off, you and me could have the same favorite album and team and all this down to a T. But if you have an objection to BLM, then I can't fool with you. Or if you want to be one of these people that's out here talking about blue lives and all that, like I've never in my life seen a Smurf walking around here. You only seen that shit on TV. Fuck are y'all talking about blue lives matter? I mean, I know the people shouting it are white on top, but the rest of their bodies are not blue, okay? It's a shirt, a uniform. It's not your life, man. It's your occupation. Chill, relax. Jamie just stabbed Buddy in the neck with the end of a bottle in the middle of a nightclub in front of like 300 people while him and his son ran the fade on. But everybody's screaming and shit like that. Yeah, what do they call those at the club? When they bring the bottles? Bro, they just shooting at the club.
This is what my mom always imagined when I would tell her I was going out. She always just told me never to go out because I think she assumed that this is what would happen all the time.
You know what's crazy? Back in Pensacola, shit like this do be happening.
It's like, Mom, it's Seattle. Happens all the time.
I don't know. I've never been in a club where motherfuckers were just in the middle of that motherfucker letting off. This is crazy. I can't imagine being somewhere where people were just like, you know what? Screw it. I don't even like this song anyway. And then just started letting off into a dark room, a dimly lit room. You're just shooting into that. That's crazy talk to me. Like, I can't imagine that. And then even when the cops come, they're still just standing there, just shoot. I mean, only in the movies though. Because in real life, most people will fire a couple. I think even shooters be getting scared because of how loud it is. And when you hear people screaming, even though your adrenaline might be pumping when you fire a weapon, I'm willing to bet that all of that type of stuff will instantly take you out of that mode to where you kind of like might hesitate. Unless you are really there and you're just completely gone and your whole goal is to just, do maximum damage, which people like that, bro, that's what confuses me, man. Another thing about the disparities, y'all mean to tell me that we got people getting choked out over cigarettes, but my man Dylan Roof, this bum was able to go into a church and massacre people and walked out no damages? Active shooter alert. Oh, we got to walk him out though. Fuck you mean? What do you mean, bro? I feel like I've been saying that so much. That's like my new catchphrase now. Because that's what I say when I'm confused when people say something stupid as shit. I'm like, what do you mean? How can you tell me that we're being treated fairly when you can go in as a white person to a black church, massacre people, be armed, and they walk you out in cuffs? It's unreal. This is crazy. This shit is crazy. This is America. And it's weird because obviously, like, no, I probably wouldn't want to be anywhere else. But like when people say that, this is America, they're like so proud. And like you almost want to be proud, but then you're like, America is like that kid in high school where you're like, yo, this kid is a bitch, man. Like, and nobody likes him. But for some reason, this kid thinks he's the coolest kid in the entire school. Everybody in this motherfucker want to kick your ass too. That's what we are. That kid gets laughed at behind his back. That kid gets clowned on at lunch. But that's why that kid is always acting like an asshole and trying to intimidate and mistreat people. Because the kid is fucking garbage. That's what America is. There's no way people are really out here thinking, how can you say again after you say you want to do something when it never was that? You can't put again at the end of something if you've never done something before. Again implies that you've done it before. Please, people, tell me when this place was ever great for all people involved. Let me tell you what the pecking order is. White men, how they view it, not how I view it, how they view it. White men, women, men of color, women of color, animals. That's unfucking real. But not like just house pets, not big animal. The big ones, they're like, no, we want to kill them. So that's a lot of the animals that we used to have. You know why they're endangered? Because people poach them. Yeah. They do it for sport. What do you think happens when all the animals run out?
Finally start hunting people.
I didn't want to be the one to say it, but I don't think people start hunting people. I think people who love to hunt animals begin to try to hunt people, and then that's the second part of this revolution, because that's all these like good old boys that have been out here pointing their guns at people and doing all that, man. And I'm cool. I think being able to have the right to be armed, do your thing, man. But the second you get to where you're like just pointing your strap at random strangers and then talking about them as if you're prepared to exterminate them, which is like how when you see all these white guys making these videos and they're like, oh, this is bullshit. And we're one call away, buddy. Because when Trump sends out that text, we're going to come for you, brother. And trust me, I got my gun ready. And it's in the back of my pickup truck. Pickup truck ready. They're waiting on a text. And they all probably got an Android phone. It's going to be a 1.5 million days for that motherfucker come through. They ain't even got internet. Talk about they ready for a text. Boy, get out of here. Get out of here, boy. And listen, like I said, I love that people, they want to exercise their rights. Do your thing, be armed, but don't be an asshole, man. Listen, if people are not bothering you, leave other people alone, man. Go home to your family, go eat. And that's what's crazy, is that these people are so enraged over the fact that people are standing up to be on the right side of history. I'm going to keep saying it. And they're speaking out against these injustices. And these people are so pressed that they're totally forgetting that all they have to do is turn the shit off, go read a book, go outside, enjoy your family, go play games, go do whatever. If you hate this shit, you don't even have to engage. You don't have to at all. They're pressed. That's why I'm laughing at them now. I've been like all day. When I was on the internet today, I was like laughing at people. So on all the videos where they're giving fake apologies, I'll be like, haha, this idiot. Fuck these people. I don't care nothing about that apology. Just mind your own business, bro. Stay over there. Stay over there and don't do nothing. Don't say, if you got some bullshit to say, keep that shit to yourself. Or if you want to have a place to say it, do what we're doing. Make your little online diary like a lot of us do. Talk your talk, but don't be shocked if you cross the line and people want to cancel you for it. They want to crush you. I'm catching a lot of heat right now for all the flack that I give grilled cheese. Grilled cheese lives don't matter. Get out of here. Yeah, you would love grilled cheese.
I like cheese. What is so bad about loving melted cheese
Gosh.
between bread?
Listen, as stupid as I sound hating on grilled cheese, that's how these people who were arguing against Black Lives Matter sound. That's how stupid it sounds. Can you imagine somebody spending an hour and a half trying to convince you why grilled cheese is garbage? Because I'll do it. I'll do it right now. I got time.
That doesn't affect anybody's health or safety or well-being. That's a valid argument. You can hate grilled cheese.
Absolutely
and that's
hate
not
it.
a stupid thing to feel.
Obviously.
You hate a whole group of people. You are just an idiot.
Yeah, that shit is so weird to me. Or here's a funny one. I want to say Buddy's name because he had me dying. So obviously NASCAR has come out, and this is another one of these things. I don't care because I know they're only doing it that way their business doesn't take a hit from the sponsors who also have shown support for Black Lives Matter. They're doing it because they're following suit. This is one of those things where white people are kind of just, okay, yeah, they matter. Here's our statement. Don't fly the flag, da 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 da. And it's like, yeah, it's appreciated, but there probably wasn't a lot of black people there anyway. So I don't even know if you were like really, like we didn't know, like I didn't know that it's NASCAR, bro. If we're being honest, a lot of black folks are not watching NASCAR. Now there are black people. There is a black guy who's on the circuit. There are black people who own teams. They are affiliated, all these things. But the majority of us are not fooling with NASCAR like that. But Bubba Watson or Wallace, whatever his name is, he's supposed to drive a black car that says Black Lives Matter, da da da, all this stuff. Shout out. That's respect. Appreciate it. That's it. That's all you get from me. Because at the same time that you're doing all that, I don't care. Because why now? Tell me why now. Please say why now. It's because it's trending. That's it. I want to find what Buddy's name is. His name was Ray something. There's a guy who was in NASCAR who officially quit because he's upset at the fact that NASCAR has come out in support of Black Lives Matter. He doesn't like the direction that the sport is heading. Now, if I can find it, Ray, you're freaking done, pal. Because I only really want to bring up Buddy's his record. I don't really need the stats. He's never even polled for a race. He has no wins. I mean, I don't even know if NASCAR knows who he is. And he said he's quitting. Yeah, what's his name? Cicerelli?
Yeah.
Ray Cicerelli.
Did you see NASCAR's reply to him when he made the...
I think that might be fake. I don't know if that's real.
I don't know either, but whoever it was saying they had to Google who he was delightful.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. came out in support of Black Lives Matter. Shout out to Dale Earnhardt. But again, is that where your heart is? Because like in 2014, when a lot of this stuff happened, all of these sports and these ownership groups and all these companies, they were all against the fact that people were taking a knee to show their support for this movement. And now that we've circled back, now all of a sudden they're like, you know what? These N-words have been good for the last few years. Let's show our support for them this time. They've earned it. We can give you one out of every 150 kills. Right? That's generous, right?
Self-preservation. That's what half of it is right now. Especially coming from people who are in the spotlight.
Yeah, the celebrities posting their little videos. I'm like, bro, you missed me with that bullshit. Because this stuff happens every single day and you guys have had the opportunity to do stuff to change it, but you have not. And yes, every time maybe it happens, maybe you hit the retweet button. Maybe you even share some really nice type of thoughts, some, what do they call sentiments, excuse me. Sediments like rocks.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what your shit is. It's rocks, nigga. It's nothing. It's like giving me a box that's gift wrap, and when I open it, there's rocks in there. Empty promises, empty everything. Like some of these people's freaking heads. Empty as hell, thinking that all they have to do is just barely show a little bit of support every time one of these people gets killed, and then it takes the pressure off of them. And then they can go back to hiding, doing what they want to do, and living in their big ass mansion and enjoying their favorite restaurant, especially as we transition to where a lot of our facilities and buildings all stuff start to open up. You think they're going to keep caring about this shit in like another week? Hell no. I mean, shit, you see the guy on the Flash TV show, he got let go for like some past racist tweets or something. And they got people at his job coming out to support him. And I'm kind of like, I don't get why. I don't know. Going back through people's Twitter to find tweets from 150 years ago to then try to like crucify him for it, that shit is weird to me.
Yeah, I feel because part of like right now, a lot of people who are trying to have those conversations are saying like you might have felt this way, but it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to like now have learned things that make you feel differently.
Yeah.
So going back through something, especially it happened a long time ago, and you can see and you know that person, and it does not reflect the person they are now. They probably did have that transformation.
Well, you hope so.
I mean, right. It's probably not for everybody, but it's also not fair to look at something someone did in the past and hold them accountable for it today if they no longer.
I mean, it depends on the degree of it too.
True.
Because 100%. Marky Mark was convicted of hate crimes apparently. Shit, man.
Actually acting on things and not just like saying something stupid is a little different. Yeah, I'll say this. I didn't know Teen Mom was still on TV. Apparently there was like a Teen Mom thing that was supposed to air, but they didn't air it because the girl had some racist tweets. One of her tweets was like, it was the only reason I chuckled is just how dumb it was. She literally, one of her tweets was, "My uncle's wife is Asian." And then it said, I think it was like ... "Hey, Aunt Ping, can I have some sushi?" I'm like, that's the stupidest tweet I've ever seen in my life. It's horribly racist, but it's so dumb. And I'm like, and then it was funny when she put out a statement. MTV canceled her, but when she puts out her statement, she goes, "Well, I decided to walk away from the show because I just thought it would be best for me and my family." No. They canceled you because you literally have a tweet that says, this is just one of them. Let me say it again for you. It literally said, "My uncle's wife is Asian. Hey, Aunt Ping, can I have some sushi?" or something to that effect. Let me pull it up so we can make sure I'm providing the most accurate and up-to-date info. Here we go. So Taylor Selfridge says she canceled her. I don't know. I'm pretty sure MTV canceled her. It says from the official account, we pulled from. I guess her name is Corey and Taylor. I don't know who the fuck are these. I guess that's her name, right? Yeah, because I just said that. See, you're so dumb. I had already forgot your name right immediately after saying it. Maybe that says more about me than you. Let's see. We ended our relationship with Taylor in light of her past racist statements on social media. We strongly condemn systematic racism and stand with those raising their voices against injustice. That sounds very familiar.
Almost as if I've heard that 17,000 times in the last 2 weeks from multiple different entities and the people that work underneath those entities, huh? You stand against systematic racism and you support those who are raising their voices against injustice. But George Zimmerman still walks free.
A lot of people.
A lot of these motherfuckers still be walking free. Y'all don't be standing out. You only fired her because heaven forbid that MTV catch a black eye from, still paying the money to somebody who's maybe at one point was racist. Let's read some of these tweets. This is just the first one. We have to greet everyone at work. But sometimes I won't greet the black people because they scare me. I won't say names. Ha 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 ha! Exclamation mark. It was that many ha-has. I wasn't laughing at that. That's what the tweet says.
Let's make it start.
So here's, God, this is so crazy. This one, she added somebody. Blah ha 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 ha, because there's a B at the front. Never ... I hate it when white girls talk like they're black. Then this is like another tweet. This is just a tweet. This is what this says. Black pussy's probably really scary. That's a tweet that she has on her account. Are you kidding me right now? Like, I use my Twitter pretty actively, but like I'm not gonna just sit here and then just be like, you know what sounds cool to tweet? Black pussy's probably really scary. Send. Like, you sent that? She sent that? What? What a fucking idiot. But here's one that, makes you've there's some hope, and maybe there are people out there trying to knock some sense into her. Here's another tweet. Every Halloween weekend, I get punched in the face by a black girl. Sad face. This says Pullman, Washington. Wait, this bitch is close? Oh, God, no. Whoa. Maybe her boyfriend's black, too. I don't know. Someone in the comments is saying that her boyfriend's black. Wait, this bitch out here? What the hell? So you want to hear what my comment on the post was? I said, I put a bunch of laughing emojis at MTV. Y'all was still really running Teen Mom though? Question mark. I'm crying at that. Put some real shows on your network and leave these goofs at home. Better idea. Create a show where you still have these bozos on there and their challenges are on, and their challenge is to sit in a room with our top civil rights activists and they get a free education on how to coexist with the rest of the world. That got 5 likes though. But only 5 people like that idea. But other people were actually wanting to see this Teen Mom episode. Like I said, some of y'all heads just filled with fucking air. There ain't even a brain in there. Let's get back to some of these tweets though. Let's see. You don't hear about no black people getting attacked by no shark. Ha 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 ha. I just started because I couldn't get the H's out. Listen, here's the very next one. You guys ready? This is the craziest tweet that she tweeted. I'm black. That's a tweet from her.
She's white, right?
Yes, she's white. But her tweet is, I'm black. Kind of like, when he swoops in and they go, who are you? And he goes, I'm Batman. She goes, I'm black.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, here it is. My uncle is dating an Asian. Aunt Ping, please make me sushi. Yo, this is crazy that people and people really will go back on your Twitter and go deep as hell, and they'll send this shit to your employer. But here's her little apology. As you guys know already, our special didn't air tonight. I made the decision last week to not film the next season of Teen Mom OG with Corey for the benefit of myself and my daughter. I don't believe the reality TV lifestyle benefits me any further at this point in my life. With current events being what they are and reality TV being selective in who they apply the rules to or what is considered acceptable behavior, I do not have any further respect. Once again, I apologize for anyone I have hurt or offended in the past. I have addressed my mistakes many times on the network, and I would like to move on and continue to be the best version of myself. The past does not define who I am today, and I hope you guys can see the change. Please respect my decision to provide a normal, healthy life. And then she put in all big letters, for my family. Or maybe they just did that on the thing. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I love when the apology comes out, it's like they're in victim mode. And then trying to spin it like, guys, no, I walked away from them. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, because nobody unless you've just really found true enlightenment in your life and you just know Hollywood is not for you. Most people, they get in that life and they never want to leave it, because who wants to leave the money and the attention that comes along with it? Who wants to leave that? I mean, reality TV probably ain't as big as like being a movie star or even a television star, but there's still something that can be gained from being on reality TV, especially in a time like now where all you really got to do is post a picture. And any of these people that watch your little show are like, oh my God, she just posted a new pic of her and her baby. I have to like this. I love that one tweet. I'm black. Yo, I don't know, man. Let me listen. She about as white as Michelle Moynihan. How's she talking about she black? That shit is crazy, man. That apology is something else. So one of the people who was involved in the murder of George Floyd, R.I.P. Floyd, shout out. And I did find out that his middle name is Perry. My dad and my grandfather's name, his middle name is Perry, which is interesting. Perry. Whew. R.I.P. to my grandfather. But I also can appreciate that they were like, nah, that's just Nick. Nah, my mom was not having that shit. But anyway, shout out. Buddy made bail. I don't know how. I think he cut a deal though. Because you're a New York City cop, how do you pay $1 million bail?
Probably like how people right now are supporting protesters. I bet somebody
probably put up the money. I can see that, or he cut a deal. I think he cut a deal. And honestly, he looks like the type of guy who would cut a deal and snitch on his friends. And he's also the guy, I'm pretty sure they were talking about, who had a criminal record before he got hired on with the police department. I thought you weren't supposed to have a criminal record in order to become law enforcement.
I think it.
Or does it just depend?
It depends.
And I guess, I mean, a record, that's a very broad term. It could be anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
you're a teenager and you were being an idiot and did something stupid.
I want to say they said it was felonies though. So that's different. We're like doing everything we can to give some of you goofs the benefit of the doubt, but it's more than likely you either cut a deal and you are a scumbag. You killed him. You were a part of killing a man. You didn't stop the killing of a man. You're a scumbag. But he looks like a snitch. Let's see. What else do we got, man? Google has some questions to answer right now. People are very upset because you can type in these two phrases: professional hairstyles and unprofessional hairstyles. When you type in the first one, all white people come up. When you type in unprofessional hairstyles, It was a whole busload of black people. Now, let me tell you what the lady said, who is kind of in charge of whatever. She said, Google, let's see, it says our Google Images search system or Google Images search systems rely on a number of factors, including word matching to surface results. And for many of the results, the words like unprofessional hairstyles appear in those articles, and many of those stories are rightly denouncing it. I don't believe that at all. Just keep it 100. Keep it to Virgil's, okay? You did something stupid, and it's just another thing, man. That's why I'm not buying none of it. Now, before I close this thing out, I'm going to hit you with my last thought. Because after this, I'm going to let the music play for the last 30 minutes because this has been such a great show. And I'm starting, like I said, no draws on. And the light is getting hot. My balls are starting to sweat. So on a serious note, though, I definitely today, I kind of started to feel like, and I kind of was touching on this earlier. That's what she said. I'm not at a place where I hate, because I don't hate people. I used to use that word a lot directed at people because I always felt wronged by people. And then when I was young, one of my homegirls explained to me like just the power that has. And it's like, do you really hate people or do you just dislike them? You can dislike people. You can not agree with decisions and all these things, but do you have to hate people? Because you gotta think. I mean, I'm a part of people. You know, I make bad decisions every now and again. I do things that get on people's nerves. I would never want to be hated or be told by somebody that they hate me. So it's important that I do not hate people. I said that I've become suspect of a lot of people, but here is my concern. I've become disappointed with myself because, and mainly just for the fact that I had always told myself that I would never get pushed to the point where I even felt those feelings towards people. And I feel like I reached that point this week. And it made me feel like I was concerned about how I will continue to react now that I feel like I have to like kind of question a lot of my white friends and whether or not the loyalty is real. And I know that sounds crazy and somewhat disrespectful, but some of these people, when they get caught doing this stuff, they always say things like, it's not the type of person I am, and I wasn't raised this way, and I don't believe in this. And so even if it is in a moment of weakness, that means like me as a black person, like I aggravated you. And when you got mad, your first instinct under layers of all your caring and love and all this, under layers of that, the N-word is hiding down there. And like you're like waiting to fish that motherfucker out to throw it in my face. Like I'm concerned about even wanting to take those chances or risks with people. And so, like I said, it's not hate. It's like just being hella cautious. And it's like now I'm like, you know, I used to pride myself on the fact that I always kind of gave everybody, like, you start off with 100% like trust with me, and then it's up to you to maintain that. And it goes down based on decisions that you make that, you know, if they impact me negatively, I might just be like, well, maybe I don't fuck with you as much. But like, that's up to you to maintain it. That's the part that you play, the role you play within my life. You kind of have to earn your keep. And I don't feel like that's unreasonable. I feel like I need to, you know, earn your trust as my friend, you know, my roommate, other people that I know, like that's earned, you know what I'm saying? Like, and when you violate, like there are consequences when you violate people. But I definitely, like, I do worry that like I'm going to be, and I told you a story the other day about how there's a friend of mine that I grew up with. And him and I just got into it after a basketball game. And in front of other people, he says, stop acting like the N-word, which was crazy. But like he's also somebody who was like, anytime someone ever said that shit to me, Even before I could react, he probably was already putting them to sleep, which was so crazy. So like, is it a moment of weakness? Or is it like, is this how you genuinely feel? Like, am I going to piss some of my white friends off to the point where they're going to want to like call me that shit or disrespect me? And then like, where do we go from there? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think you get to call it a moment of weakness, because you can say that about a lot of different qualities of, you can be really, really upset. Like as a man, you can be really upset with a woman and you don't have to beat the shit out of her and then say, well, it was just I was like in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been very upset with lots of people before and in different scenarios. And I've like, if I had stooped to that level, that's who you become. If that is your natural instinct, that is who you are. When you are pushed up against a wall, when you are put in a situation that you can't prepare for, and that comes out and you don't have time to prepare for it, that is the core of your nature. You don't get to call it a moment of weakness. That is what makes you up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because, like I said, it's kind of put me in a state where, like I said, I'm not on some like I hate these people. No, hell no, man. You know, like I said, I pride myself on a lot of the things that I've obtained. Like, you know, like one of my friends he now lives out in Portland, but he's a kid that like I grew up with back in Gulf Breeze named Sam Coon. And my other friend David Tucker. These are kids that I spent a lot of time hanging out with when we were teenagers. And some of like my appreciation for certain types of comedy and specific comics comes from the shit that I learned from them. And I also get that from my mom. Like, believe it or not, everything that I know about country music, that comes from my mother. It ain't a lot, but I know who Garth Brooks is, and I know the words to a lot of those songs. Classic alternative rock, like I know that stuff because my mother listened to that type of stuff, and the R&B and Motown. And then my dad had all the R&B CDs, and then I discovered, you know, put me on to rap. And a lot of times, who puts me on to a lot of good rap, it's the people that like, you know, that I was around who wanted to go out and obtain that shit. And a lot of times it was white kids, and then I'm putting them on to stuff. Even based on where I lived in Texas, there's all types of different things that I learned, man. Like, fucking, I was damn near a freaking 3-6 Mafia person back in middle school. Had no idea who was worshiping the devil. That was crazy. It's because 3-6 Mafia is all about that, but we just like the music. All these beats slap, like, and then you don't realize it, man. You're out there praising the devil, which is crazy. But anyway, like, I feel like there's something to be said by being involved with different types of people, having those diverse experiences, you know, also being like the fact that I'm Black and Latino. Like, I look at like, you know, that side of my family and a lot of like those customs that like I used to be a part of when we were coming up. And it's like, it would be crazy to me if I ever got to the point where I was like, I hate people, like a group of people. God, it makes me sick. Why would I even want to do that? Thinking about that shit is crazy. Because nobody does anything to me that's that direct or personal to where I will feel like I need to hate them. The only way I can end up hating you is if maybe you cost me a job or something, or you put hands on me for no damn reason and then was like too scared to run it back with me. I could hate you over that. And that would be mainly because I feel like in that moment you're just a bitch to me. If like you beat me up or something, then didn't want to run it back, and then was like hiding, and then like talk shit about it, or did something crazy like that. But even like think about this, like I told you about that kid Joey, right? I had to put him to sleep down, you know, and almost had to do time behind that. I don't hate him. Why would I hate him? Do I think he's a sucker? Yeah. Would I kick his ass again? Yeah. But like if I saw him and he was like, yo, what's up? I'd be like, what's up, man? Because why? Why would I want to hate him? It take too much energy to hate him. Big Baby Jonathan, what's up, man? Appreciate you checking into the show, man. I know John's getting excited, man. We count down the days until the NBA starts back up, and they came out and said they're starting a day early. So we go from July 31st to July 30th. I know John probably was turned up after he heard that. He's one day closer. I'm 1 day closer to LeBron. My friend, I'm doing well. I hope you were doing well also. Big shout out. But yeah, shout out to the Lakers. But yeah, anyway, there would be no reason to throw shade or be a hater. And that's also the thing, is like, think about the joys you miss out on life hating people. Like, I want to be able to share a moment with a person. Now, obviously, John, I've never met you, but I hope that one day we do get to meet and be able to chop it up about basketball. But think about the beauty in that. If I spend my time hating people, I'll never have those types of opportunities. You don't get those opportunities to soak up knowledge from people and build and grow with other people. That is kind of what life is about, being able to see all that type of stuff, those different sides. But I also think it's important to see who people really are. So it's been unfortunate that I've had to lose friends over the last couple of weeks, but I think it's important that we actually see where these people are at. And I hope that the people that I know, if you really meant that you loved me and cared about me at one time, I hope you educate yourself. And I hope you understand that this type of stuff that's been happening to us is not a joke. It's not a game. It's fucking real. These stresses are real, man. And it's horrible. Nobody want to live in that state of mind. That shit is crazy, bro. Shit, even before I left the house today, I probably walked back in and out of the house like 3 or 4 times. I was just worried about, did I forget something? Am I going to get pulled over? I got to be prepared for that. But we got so many people who are just like, it's not that big of a deal. And I'm like, yeah, but if you really care about your friends, what's a big deal to them is a big deal to you, because you care about them and their well-being. Things become a big deal to you just off principle. And that principle is that's my man, or that's my girl. These are my people. You fuck with them, you fuck with me, you fuck with death. That's how you should be for your friends. But we got a lot of people who are like, nah, just because of my political beliefs and da-da-da-da-da. Like, y'all really be wanting to lose whole really healthy ass friendships all over these things that you supposedly believe in, when all the people that are a part of those things don't believe in you and don't care about you. You're nothing to these people. And you can't even agree with your friends and just sit there and be like, yeah, you're right. This shit is crazy. How is it that you don't think it's crazy that a person can have their knee on another human's neck for 8 to 9 minutes? 8 to 9 minutes just chilling. And then people want to make it about like the politics, like Buddy with the NASCAR. He's like, I don't like the direction we're heading. It feels too political. This ain't political, bro. I don't want this for you either. If you go out after a race and you're celebrating and you get into some argument and then the cops pull up on you and they don't really know what's going on, I don't want them putting a knee on your neck, because that makes that shit okay for them, and it gives them an opportunity to do it again and again and again and again. It don't matter what you look like. We don't want none of that shit happening to nobody, because it's not cool. It's not cool. But also, where we really take issue is if you're going to put a knee on my neck, why didn't you put one on Brock Turner? Why didn't you put one on Dylan Roof? All of these fucking names that we can name of people that even when you catch them in the act and they walk away with nothing, but the people who end up being victimized, they have to bear all the weight and the burden and all of that fucking pain. Come on, man. You mean to tell me that you want to argue that like that's not a thing? Like we're imagining this shit? It's not imagination. This shit is real. So like I said, I hope the people that I lost, I hope that you're able to go educate yourselves and find new black friends. It's not going to be me, but I'm wishing you the best of luck. And I hope your next attempt at having African-American friends leads you to some better places. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Boom, did it. Lunchtime is over. Had it both ways. Haha. I know what he does. Captain Holt. It's a Brooklyn Nine-Nine reference for all you people out there that have never seen the greatest show of all time. Top 3. What was my top 3? Psych, Office, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Martin, NCIS. That show LL Cool J used to have back in the day. I know I laughed at that, but I used to love that shit. Smart Guy's on there. See, look at all these different tastes. I have NCIS above Smart Guy because it's just a better show. But anyway, all right, man, we're going to close out. We're going to let the music run. I appreciate y'all tuning into the Minkle Jackson Show. I'm looking at the time, looking at the chat, but I'm also looking at the camera and then looking at our special guest, Mark. Mark, you want to give one more plug to your photography? Say it loud and proud. Represent yourself. That way you can, get that calendar filled up.
Yeah, right now I'm just on social media because I'm still pretty new to the game. So it's just Markel EG Photography. And I've got my email set up.
What's the email?
Markel EG Photography at Gmail.
At gmail.com.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. So I'm going to have a big project coming out soon. So I'm really excited. So yeah.
That's dope. That's real dope. Yo, Netflix want me to watch Juwanna Man so damn bad. If y'all don't stop putting this in front of my face just because I'm black, and I know it's on everybody's screen, but don't put this up here just because stuff's happening to black people. Don't nobody want to watch that terrible ass movie.
I never seen it.
You don't. Hey, listen, I know it's up there, but don't let them trick you. That's how they get you.
Oh, I know
They want you to watch that shit. That movie's terrible. Anyway, man, shout out to Big Baby Jonathan and the Big Baby Jonathan Sports Podcast, man. Lakers all day. Championship, here we come. But you know what? I feel torn. I say this on every show. I hate it, but I love it at the same time because my two teams, or two teams that I cheer for, are Lakers and the Bucks. And I've always been a Bucks fan. I don't want anybody to try to tell me nothing. I'm a fan from the Terrell Brandon, Ray Allen, Glenn Big Dog Robinson days. Like I'm a fan of those Bucks from back in the day, man. And so I don't know, man. I think it's going 6 or 7. Lakers because it's Braun. And because I trust Danny Green to hit the 3 in the finals in the clutch moment before I trust Chris Middleton to do that. But I'm going to talk about that tomorrow on my Starters on the Bench podcast, which is live on Twitch from 6 to 7 p.m., man. Y'all be sure when you watch this, go ahead, like, subscribe, do all the things. Again, shout out to Big Baby Jonathan. Thanks for coming through, partner. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're staying nice and healthy, staying safe out on these streets. NBA is back soon, one day earlier than expected, baby, July 30th. So we're going to get back into this music if you're listening on Track Talk Radio. But if you are live on YouTube, again, thank you for tuning in. But the show is over.